It's a really hard day, but it's a happy day because I know that my child is going to get what he needs and deserves.
Recently, we introduced you to a family struggling with a unique set of circumstances. Two Louisville parents fighting to keep their teen son with severe autism here in Kentucky when his own home was no longer a safe place. The problem, Frankie Moldovanu's aggressive and sometimes violent outbursts have put the rest of his family in danger, and there's no specialized facility in the state to care for him full time. I've been following their heartbreaking journey, and with the help of our affiliate in Kansas, learned Frankie's best option is hundreds of miles away.
A cold January morning in Louisville.
You ready to go?
A moment that could melt any mother's heart.
You want to give everybody love? Give Miss.
That's 15-year-old Frankie Moldovanu, whose months-long stay at U of L Health's Peace Hospital
Ready to go to the car?
had come to an end.
Get your coat on.
Peace was a familiar place for Frankie. He'd been here before, but this time,
All right, let's get in.
he wasn't going home. At least not to the one he knows.
See you guys. Love y'all.
Love you.
Their SUV packed for the 11-hour journey to Wichita, Kansas, one they've looked forward to and dreaded all at the same time.
It's a bittersweet day.
Move-in day at Heartspring, a place where children with severe neurodevelopmental disorders,
everything from autism to ADHD to learning disabilities,
can receive the care they need to become more independent. More than 500 kids across 17 states.
We get students from coast to coast. We have students from California to Kentucky, from Montana to Texas.
Some kids are here for outpatient services like speech therapy, as well as occupational and behavioral care.
1, 2, 3, switch.
Other kids need that care around the clock.
Every single day, we get so many phone calls for families that are desperate for services like Heartspring.
Families like Frankie's. Rachel Moldovanu and her husband Bob made that call back in the summer, in search of a place their son with profound autism could call home when theirs was no longer a safe place.
I'll see you after school. I know.
Frankie has grown too big and too strong to control. There are just a handful of facilities across the country specialized as a home away from home for Frankie and kids like him.
Go check it out. It's a gym.
This is his first time on campus.
Our school is for kids like Frankie who have had early intervention but are now at an age where those behaviors are more challenging, more difficult for families and for school districts.
Frankie is also nonverbal,
Repeat after me.
like many of his classmates.
Every one of them is very different, and you have to have individual plans.
All done.
You want to high five?
Rachel says it was easier when he was younger, but as her son got older, his needs changed.
Everything was fine until puberty, and then it wasn't.
He became aggressive and unpredictable.
And when they start attacking you in your own home, it becomes an environment that you can't sustain for anyone.
And with two young sisters,
You have to provide a safe environment for all of your children.
his family never dreamed they'd have to come this far to make it happen.
It's really hard when it's your baby.
As a parent myself, I can't imagine the agony these parents go through. It's very difficult.
I'm very thankful for Heartspring and for Kansas, but I'm very sad that I have to leave my child 700 miles away. And that's not an easy thing to do as a mom.
Inside Frankie's new room,
And made the pit.
they unpack.
We're trying to make it feel like his home.
The photos go up,
11, 12.
the clothes go in drawers,
I told you I'm an overpacker.
and then there's that UK blue.
It's important for everybody to know that Frank is not a Kansas Jayhawk. He is a Kentucky Wildcat through and through.
Within the hour,
Look at him.
Mom, Dad, and Frankie's grandparents were already getting updates from his care team.
Those will be things that we look at as we do the evaluation and assessment, what his self-care looks like. Fine motor looked really good today.
Found his spot, sat down, and it's like he isn't new, like he's been there this whole time.
He played basketball. It was dribbling.
He's representing Kentucky well.
With move-in day coming to an end in Kansas,
How was your first day?
so does their time with Frankie.
Look, I got your old blankie from home. It's here. You gonna give Dad one more love?
Not goodbye,
I'm coming back.
but a see you later.
I love you. Give me a kiss. You be great. Lord, please be with my baby. Keep him safe and happy. I love you.
If only a place like this existed back home.
My goal is to get Frankie's house built in Kentucky. Thank you all for taking care of my boy. I don't care if it takes me 10 years. It's gonna get done.
And that's a promise.
This is the start. This is day one. Of course. Love on him like a mom would.
I know, I promise. I promise. I promise. Stay safe.
I know he's gonna be safe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is yours. I'll walk with you.
Frankie and all the other kids in Kentucky deserve better.
And Frankie is not the only Kentucky kid at that facility. I've heard from so many of you this week, and this story is not over. I'm planning a trip to Frankfurt for the third part in this series, asking lawmakers and cabinet staff why this is happening and what it would take to build a similar facility here in Kentucky. To follow Frankie's story from the beginning, you can go to WHAS11.com or download the WHAS 11 app.